What's going on, guys? This is Kyle here. The I Got Soul in Stereo podcast is back. We've got Tom with me. I've got Ed with me. And I'm personally broadcasting from the greatest country in the world, Canada. Shout out to everyone in the U.S. right now. I'm just kidding.
I can't with you today, dude. I can't.
But, Tom, I believe we also have a special guest in the house. Let me know who the special guest is.
Yeah, we're really excited to have this special guest artist on with us. He's been a friend of ours and supporter of the site for many years. We've got Digital Black from Playa with us. What's up, man?
What's up, man? What's going on?
Man, we're glad to have you. We saw you last night with Ginuwine, you and Smokey. That was pretty dope.
Yeah, it was crazy, man. We actually got to vibe with G and Casey and JoJo. So it was just like a basement reunion, so to speak. You know what I'm saying?
Awesome.
It was that's something that I'll probably look back on. You know what I'm saying? It was an epic experience, if y'all can feel what I'm saying, man. Just and then in your own hometown, you know. So the day after Static's birthday, so it was just a little surreal, man. But I had a ball.
Now, Ed, I know you're a huge fan of the whole Bassment crew. I know Missy Elliott is like your idol. So just talk about the importance of these people in your life, Ed.
I think that the influence of the Bassment crew is just so underrated when you look at how they reshaped rap and R&B. Because when they came in mid-'90s, the way production was done was completely changed the way Timbaland put those beats. Like, he really literally reinvented. We talk about people, so-and-so changed the game because they let y'all do snap beats for like a year and them ringtone beats, and everybody's hyped for that for a year. But no, the Bassment crew reinvented the way music sounded from mid-'90s on. And that Tim had a hand in that, Missy had a hand in that, and Playa had a huge hand in that too, because the writing that Static did, some of the best songs of the 90s going into the 2000s, and both Smokey and Black had a big hand in that as well. Very underrated songs of their own. They have been a really good creative force for both hip-hop and R&B, because if you know me, you know I'm all about creativity. I'm all about pushing the envelope forward, and those brothers and sisters did that. They kept evolving the game. So props to y'all for doing that, because you kept us on our toes, and that's what we need.
I mean, I think that came from just being in the basement, being at the studio every day. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, Player had a room, Devontae had his own room, Missy had a room, Tim had a room, Dalvin had a room, and then everybody just was bouncing, some Sugar, Ginuwine, Sister. Everybody was just bouncing from room to room. Daryl Pearson, everybody's just bouncing from room to room, man. So you might just feel like you just done some of the dopest shit you ever done in your life, and then you go right next door, 50 feet away, and you get your head knocked in. You know what I'm saying? So it just created you always just trying to, I guess not, so to speak, up. We was always trying to up each other. You know what I'm saying? Okay, Missy, you did that. Well, we gonna go do this. You know what I'm saying? And then you got producers. You know what I'm saying? As well as the vibe that was set by D. You know what I'm saying? It just was. When I look back, I look at it was a blessing. You know what I'm saying? I guess you after you go through it, while you're going through it, you don't really acknowledge what it is. You know what I'm saying? But looking back and listening to some of the old songs, man, it was a blessing, man. That culminated last night. You know what I'm saying? With us performing with Casey and JoJo and Ginuwine. You know what I'm saying? That was. Static used to say we was in college. You know what I'm saying? Musical college.
I don't know about you guys. I don't know about you guys, but it's hard for me to even fathom that whole situation. One artist, Devontae, kind of recruiting all these other artists, having them all in one place, in that house and with Rochester, and then not only that, but it all turning into like a lot of them blowing up and becoming stars after that. Kyle, is that something you can imagine ever happening again, something like that?
Probably not, but Tom, I think the interesting thing is not only did Devontae make artists stars, but these stars turned other artists into stars. Like I look at Justin Timberlake, who's linked with Timberland, and it's just an amazing thing. I don't think we're ever going to experience anything like that again.
Right.
I hope we do. You know what I'm saying? I hope because that's good for music. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's got to be sometimes for it to be really, really, really good and amazing, you got to cultivate it, man. It's just everything can't be like microwavable. You know what I'm saying? Everything can't just be right now. Sometimes it's got to be stewed, man. You know what I'm saying? And I think, and I'm hoping, you know what I'm saying, that the industry gets back to really cultivating artists. You know what I'm saying? Really taking chance on artists and really, you know what I'm saying, allowing them to express what they have to give to the game. You know what I'm saying? For a while, a lot of stuff was sounding the same. You know what I'm saying? Like for a while there, you hear one artist, when I would hear an artist, I didn't know who it was sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And that's not good. That's not good. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, that's always been one of my mantras. Like when you hear a song, you know when Tim produced the beat, the second the beat drop. You know a Missy joint, the second the beat drop. You know a Playa joint, the second y'all hit those notes because you cultivated your own sound, and that's something that was lost. It's getting a little bit better, but the way the industry's set up now, it's like you find a hot sound, everybody do that sound. Future hot, everybody do that future garbage. So like it's not, you can't stand on your own as an artist anymore, and I think that's one thing that helped. Like that Bassment Super Friends crew, everybody was part of a collective, but in that collective, everybody had their own sound.
I mean, I think it can be done just because, if everybody, the independent rap is it's such a dope rap now. You feel me? If you really, really believe in yourself and you willing to put in the groundwork, you know what I'm saying, to build it, I mean. And you could do it. Other than that, man, it's like you said, if that hi-hat's what's going, if that's the new thing, everybody just put the hi-hat in every song.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm hoping for the next generation, man. I keep my ear. I'm constantly listening to a lot of stuff on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Unsigned artists, just stuff like that. Because I like originality, man. And if R&B don't get back to that, hip hop is gonna continue to kick our ass. Rap, I mean, just being honest. You know what I'm saying? Like they singing now. I mean, they sing. I mean, let's see. For a guy, and I'm not cocky at all. I'm a very humble dude. You know what I'm saying? But as a singer and somebody who's constantly working on my craft or what have you. And no knock on the rappers. If I could get away with it, if I could cheat, you know what I'm saying? If you could get away with cheating, you probably would. You know what I'm saying? So they singing, so they don't even need the singers the singers that made it get so bad that the rappers like, I might as well go and sing it myself. You know what I'm saying? So y'all cutting out a piece of the paper.
Right.
And then cut out a piece of the paper because y'all just lazy, man, what it boiled down to, man. I mean, you got to respect your craft a little bit more. I mean, it's the reason why Beyonce is what she is, and certain entertainers that are in R&B that are where they are because, you can tell they care about what they're doing. I mean, they really, really care. You know what I'm saying? So they're attacking it. She's attacking it in that manner, man. So it's got to get back to that, man. But maybe it will, maybe it won't.
Well,
that's the only way I know how to do it.
Well, I mean, I think the one way that we're going to be able to get back to that is people innovative like Timberland who constantly switch up the sound. Now, Tom and I have always had this, discussion. I'm curious to hear your thoughts on it. So, Timberland's been changing the game multiple times, has changed radio a handful of times, but I always look back to that album that he had with Justin Timberlake, the Future Sex Love Sound album back in 2006. Was a little more dance-driven than, R&B and hip-hop was used to. Do you think that may have contributed to the downfall of R&B? And, Tom, I'll start with you on that.
Well, I was thinking, I wouldn't call it the downfall. I think it helped R&B evolve, my opinion. I think Ed's is gonna disagree, but I think it kind of took away from contemporary R&B because, realistically, Timbaland and the Neptunes weren't using live instrumentation. Neptunes did later on, but live instrumentation was a key of contemporary R&B in the 90s. And this is to take away nothing that Timbaland's done, the great work. We love Timbaland. We love the work he's done with Playa. I'm just thinking the bigger picture. If it took away and forced R&B to go in a different direction, and then certain artists couldn't adapt to that sound. Some of the artists who we were used to in the early 90s, the New Jack Swing and all that.
Right.
Ed, what is your opinion on that, Ed?
Your boy got to disagree on that. I think that the album was good and it pushed R&B into the direction that it needed to go. The issue is that I have with it is that, again, people didn't learn from it. The album itself was like a departure from R&B at the time, new sound, new direction, but people cherry picked. So what was the hot song from that? Sexy Back. That was kind of like the amalgamation of EDM and some of this other stuff. So what does everybody do? Let's do a whole bunch of generic EDM songs, everybody on this stuff, everybody doing this pop stuff, ground it right into the ground and make you want to throw up. So, they didn't learn the lesson from the album. They just cherry-picked one hot joint, and everybody topped on that.
Hey, I can't agree with you, so to speak, but this is how I feel about it. That Sexy Back, see, Tim is constantly trying to, he's a quiet dude. He's not really in the media a lot, you know what I'm saying? But he's a very aggressive dude when it comes to where he's trying to take, where he's trying to take his music. That Sexy Back ain't nothing but old church groove, bro.
When you break it down, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But to its simplest form is, Tim, I don't think it messed up R&B because I don't really feel like, maybe Justin's more pop than R&B. He got some R&B-ish songs. He can sing R&B, but for the most part, I think his demographic is more pop. But dude is dope. Dude is super talented. So I don't really Tim kind of tailor makes stuff for each artist. You feel me? So what he did with Justin was what it was. It was some soulful pop.
Well, what do you guys think about the fact that live instrumentation kind of, now it's non-existent these days in the mainstream. But do you feel like Timbaland helped contribute to that? And I'm not trying to knock Timbaland. I'm just looking back historically at the whole situation because we love Timbaland's music. I'm just wondering if everyone went in that direction of studio-produced sounds, and that kind of hurt the musicality of it.
Tim really did use live instrumentation. He really did. It might not sound like he did by the way it was mixed, but being in the sessions, Bill Petway played guitar on a gang of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Different Craig Brockman, Rapture Stewart, T Beats. You know what I'm saying? They played on a lot of, you know what I'm saying? So it was live bass, live keys, piano. So he really did use. He might not. He just chopped it up in a different way. But it's right. If
you look at what was the joint, the more recent joint, 2020 Experience, that first half of the Justin Timberlake joint, lots of live instrumentation on that, and Tim had a big hand in that too, and so did Justin's band, Tennessee Kids, whatever they're called. So that's definitely there. There's some live sounds there. I was so disappointed when we lost Amy Winehouse, because I thought she was really about to bring back that live instrumentation because that was so integral to her sound, and then we lost her and it went back. So it's been there bits and pieces, but again, I'm not really mad at the producers. I'm mad at the artists for just like following what everybody else doing instead of, you know, and I know it's more to it than that because a lot of times you're forced to do what the label tells you to do. But, you know, you can integrate these sounds. We saw it in Jaheim's album. We saw it in Eric Benet's album this year. A couple other folks. Joe did a little bit. But you can do these sounds. Just don't be trying to sound like everybody else. Y'all driving me crazy. I don't need the same song on every album. Chill.
I'm with you, man. That's funny. Ed's hilarious, man.
Ed, man, you always find Ed, you disagree with me every week, man. What's up with that?
Well, that's why y'all put me up here for. Like, I'm here to be that other voice, dog. I got to keep you in line. You be wilding in my absence.
Now, Black, you got a chance to work with a lot of great artists who, you know, a lot of 90s R&B artists, you know, they still tour, but some of them have, you know, somehow gone forgotten, like Devontae. No one really talks about him anymore. And Tevin Campbell being another one. Like, I was just talking to Tom about this. Like, Tevin Campbell is an artist that just kind of has just fallen to the wayside when we look back on R&B.
Right.
It's interesting because go ahead, Black.
I think sometimes it was a shift. I think it was a shift in R&B, and it goes through that sometimes. You know what I'm saying? He was, I would say, you know, it went to a more churchy, grittier sound. You know what I'm saying? With your KCs and your cases and I think he just got, you know, he got caught up in different changes of music. You know what I'm saying? Because then you had cats like D'Angelo and Maxwell that came. You know what I'm saying? So he just got. I don't think he changed. Not when I say changed the times, but it was just rough for me to say because I don't want to never say it's about another artist, especially somebody that songs that I personally love and sung. But you got to keep evolving, man. You know, you just got to keep learning. You got to keep growing. You got to keep growing. You know what I'm saying?
You know
I mean, you're gonna be wiser. You're gonna be wiser at 20, but you're going to be even more wise at 30, and you're going to be even more wise at 40. You feel me? So it's like that with your music. You got to keep, well, if you're trying to sustain, you got to keep evolving, man. And evolving doesn't mean, taking, you know what I'm saying, going with the times. That's not what I'm saying when I say evolving. I'm saying still be original. But always be looking for a new sound, man, a new lyric, a new melody, you know?
You know, it's interesting these days. It's tough to go forgotten, you know, quote unquote, because of social media. People can keep up with you at all times for the most part. Tevin Campbell kind of just kept himself off the radar. I almost wonder if another artist. Sorry, I was going to say.
D did the same thing, but it might be that he might have did it, you know what I'm saying, intentionally, you know.
Yeah, when it come to Tevin had like some personal stuff that was going on, and I remember in '96 when he dropped with that "Back to My World" or whatever. He tried to do a new sound, wasn't really working for him, especially with the way R&B was going, and then he had some personal stuff that he was dealing with, so he kind of backed off. So then he did the Goofy movie, and then everybody hype off of Powerline. But shout out to Powerline, that was the movie. But otherwise, like, you know, he just wanted to scale back a little bit, and R&B continued to evolve, and he kind of like not really fell by the wayside, but it kind of moved on without him. I'd like to hear from him again because he's still remembered as one of the best of his era.
Yeah. Most definitely.
You know, another name that comes to mind is Al B. Shore. He's kind of been off the radar for a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, he does shows here and there, but you don't really hear much from him.
I think he's another one that got. But Al did some. Al did some writing and stuff. He did some stuff on that first Jodeci album. You know what I'm saying? I think he faded to the back. He faded to the not the background. Yeah, you can say background. He faded to the more writing and producing side. After, because again, like Ed said, it was a shift in the sound. You know what I'm saying? Once KC and them, I'm gonna just keep it real. Once KC and them hit, it just opened the gate for a lot of aggressive singers.
Right.
And the sound went aggressive for a while. You know what I'm saying? You think about it, you know what I'm saying? You got ways even to throw us in there. Aggressive singers, Drew Hill, Jagged Edge, you know what I'm saying? Next, the one cat from Next had the real husky voice, you know what I'm saying? Just Jaheim, you know what I'm saying? Cats, it got real aggressive. So I think Al, well, I know he did a lot of writing. He did a lot of writing, and that he did some writing on it. I almost want to say I would might hear it Google real quick, but I almost want to think he co-wrote Forever My Lady with Devontae.
Huh? Yeah, that sounds halfway familiar. I think you're right, but like you hit on something, Black, because the way R&B evolved is kind of what happened to R&B, because like you gotta remember, R&B was part of that New Jack Swing era. So when Jodeci came in and got evolved that sound, Jodeci and Mary J, when R&B infused itself with hip hop, all those New Jack Swing brothers got left behind real quick, and that's kind of what happened to them. Whereas that's why I think he fell back into the background, started doing some writing, because that sound opened the doors for the 112s, Drew Hills, Jagged Edges, that crew next that came in afterward, and really Jodeci paved that way, just like Mary J paved the way for like Faith, and then later on Keisha Cole and those. It's just an evolution, and sometimes some artists can evolve and change up and stay in the limelight, like my man Keith Sweat be evolving. Shout out to my dude. But some other ones, you know, it's a little harder to keep up, and sometimes like Tevin, you try to switch up. Don't really.
I just seen Keith last night, and you know, they was in Louisville, man, in Louisville, Kentucky, where I'm at, and it was packed. It was sold out. The Young Center.
It's a key show. My boy be killing it, still holding it down.
I think it seated like something like 23,000. It probably was somewhere between 15 and 20 in there.
Where was he? Yum Center?
Yeah, it was him. It was Ginuwine, Mint Condition, Casey and JoJo, Key Sweat.
I'm not at this show, player.
I had a ball last night, man. I just sit back and just enjoyed. Seeing that, man. It was a cool night, man. I got to sing Ginuwine on Pony, and then Kay called Playa and G on the stage at the same time, and we stayed up there for damn near day whole set. And we just passed the mic around. Had a ball last night, man.
Now, Ed, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Keith Sweat just release the same album he put out in 1989?
First of all, I'm not going to be here for the Keith slander, homie.
I don't know.
I mean, it sounds exactly vintage.
Wait until I do my top 10 list of the year, my top 10 R&B joints, so I can go save a place for that, because that will be on the list.
Come on, man. Sounds just like that vintage 80s R&B.
Man, let me tell him
that. Nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying. He's not doing Justin Timberlake music now. I'm talking about the evolution. But
let me ask y'all a question. Okay, since we on the older school, the New Edition joint. This one's for me and you. Have any of y'all heard that one?
The Johnny Gill song, right? Featuring New Edition?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What y'all think about that? What y'all think about that? One of my favorite songs right now.
I think it's pretty solid.
It probably gets played. It probably gets played. Ooh, I didn't wore it out.
Yeah, that's pretty solid. Track.
You know how you go, you get some, you eat something, then you just keep eating it to where you have to make yourself just stay away from it. That's why I'm at right now with that song.
I think it was a timeless record. I mean, they hit for their audience perfectly, exactly what you'd expect from them. So they did a good job, and it was a big success for them.
Yeah, it was number one on Urban AC, so it definitely did what it was supposed to do.
All right, so I got the next topic, guys. In the spirit of having Black here from Playa, we love to talk about R&B groups, especially in the 90s. R&B groups aren't as prevalent as they once were these days, like newer groups coming out. We don't see them as much. But what I want to ask you guys, I'm going to put everyone on the spot around the table. Tell me your top 3 R&B groups of all time. We can start with Kyle.
Oh, man. Well, first of all, since Black is here, I think we all have Playa on the top of the list. So let's just exclude Playa because we're all going to say it.
No, I want to see Black pick Playa though.
I mean, I probably would have picked Playa. I'm not even saying that because Black is here. Like Playa is probably on my list.
I probably wouldn't pick Playa in my top 3.
We're talking favorites.
I mean,
are we talking favorites?
Personal.
Right? Yeah. I was being maybe more technical. I was gonna try to be, I didn't want to ask. I guess I could vote for myself. The president votes for themselves. You're right. Players in my top 3.
All right. So my top 3. Number 1. 112 is number 1.
Remind everyone how old you are, Kyle.
I'll say number 2.
Did you say it?
Number 26.
Oh, because you can't just be picking 112 over people like New Edition and Jodeci without saying your age.
Well, I mean, we're talking favorites, Playa. If that's your favorite, that's your favorite.
I mean, I'm just saying.
All right, so number 1 is 112. Number 2, I gotta go Jagged Edge. Number 3, it's a toss-up between Jodeci and Pretty Ricky. I'm just kidding. I'll go with Jodeci.
Oh, God. Oh, please don't get hung up on.
Yeah.
So that's the 1, 2, 3 for me. Boys to Men is up there as well, but like we've mentioned a couple of podcasts ago, they kind of lost me after the second album, so I'm gonna leave it with that. What about you, Ed?
Oh man, this is really tough, and I don't know if I can rank them because I'm just going off top. But 112 would be in the mix. I'd go with them. Since I can't, I would probably legit pick Playa, but since we gonna try not, stay away from that. Since them's the rules, y'all got me tripping. I'll stay away from that and go with. Oh man, are we talking male or can we do female?
This female too.
Oh really? Oh
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. This
we'll throw SWV in there for that.
Okay.
That. And I have to represent LSG.
Who?
What?
Who? LSG. Did you say who? Did you say who?
Hold on, let me get this. Let me get this plane ticket, dog, so I can show up at Tom's doorstep so he can catch these hands talking about who.
Hey man, Tom is a fool. Who?
Sorry, guys. All right, Black, you're up.
I have to go number 1. Number 1, I would have to go with, of course, Jodeci. Mm-hmm. Number 2 is gonna throw y'all off maybe, but one of my personal favorites would be Truth.
Truth.
Oh,
wow.
That's amazing.
Can't hate on Truth. That's a great pick.
They had some amazing songs, man. And then probably my third, because them boys are so talented, multi-talented. my third would be all the way from Louisville, Kentucky. Playa.
I love it. Love it.
But definitely,
right,
Troop could have been number one. Troop actually could have been number one. It's a toss up for me because both of those groups have a special place in my music library.
All right, for me, I'll probably have to say a tie between Jagged Edge and 112. I'll probably just say TLC, just because for female groups. And then number 3, drum roll please, TGT.
What? Really?
I need to be like,
no, not really.
For that.
No, I'm just kidding. TGT is not in my top 3. I'm going to go with Next just because RL is my homeboy, and they did have some good songs.
No, they did.
No, they did.
I'm kind of surprised with no Drew Hills on nobody's list.
I love Drew Hill, but it's just, it's only 3 you can pick, so it's tough,
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
right.
Drew Hill is definitely top 5, but I don't know about top 3.
Talented, though.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So since we're talking about groups, we're talking about Timberland, I'm going to put you on the spot, Black. When's the next Playa album coming?
Man, we just been gigging right now and just really getting our feet back wet. But it's definitely been talked about. We was with Craig Blockman yesterday, and it's definitely been talked about. But we trying to figure how we're gonna be able to intertwine bruh and some of these records. So we're gonna do some. We're gonna a couple of these records is gonna be real special where we done manipulated it to where it's a play, you know what I'm saying? Where it's a you just gotta wait and see. You know what I'm saying? We got some good ideas, man, but it's in the idea stage. But something in the near future, most definitely a single to get something jump started. We supposed to go. JoJo just built a studio, and we're supposed to go look in the next 2 or 3 weeks, shoot out there for about a week, and just lock in with. It's gonna be JoJo, Smoke, and me and Ginuwine. I mean,
wow, that's dope.
So you know what I'm saying. You
That's
never know you never know what's gonna come out of that, but we're definitely getting back to the business in an aggressive manner. So I mean, just
speaking of
it's gonna
singles,
be. Go ahead.
Speaking of singles, I got to shout out this single. I was living in Louisville at the time. This was right around 2003 or so. The hottest Playa song y'all ain't ever hear. Black knows what it is. Never Too Late. If you don't know that, go hit up YouTube and check that out. Love that song. I was living in Louisville, and they were, got a ton of radio play. So I was ready for the next project. So y'all missed out on that one. Check that out. Love that joint.
Man, that record, Static House.
Really?
Yeah. A lot of that second album, man. I mean, I'm growing up to say we missed out on an opportunity to really change the game from an R&B perspective. You know what I'm saying? I think, and this is, I mean, Tom's been around me. You know what I'm saying? Cal, we speak all the time, so y'all know I'm a humble dude. But I think what we had to offer on that second album was had it came out, would have helped take R&B to another level. It would have been sustainable. You know what I'm saying? Because we was messing with a lot of really hip hop producers at the time. On that second album, we had some Kanye. We had tracks from Kanye, J-Dub, Butter, plus Tim, and then Smoke was doing some amazing stuff, man. So that album was going change the game. You know what I'm saying? Cal, you sent me some files today, and I was listening to that. You Can't Stop Me.
Yep.
That album wasn't just going to be about love. It was like it was I don't know. It was a different album. You know what I'm saying? And I hate that we dropped the ball on that. You know what I'm saying? We should have shot the video. Never Too Late was the second most added song in the country, and we talked ourselves back. We talked ourselves back into going back in the studio, and it just never came out. Man,
damn. Now, speaking of music, I'm Black. I'm not sure if you know, but the R&B artist he just put out a new album, and he said it might be his last one, just due to R&B sales and everything like that, and how everything's going. Can you relate to that? I mean, Tom, Ed, and we've all talked about it, and just looking at the landscape of R&B right now, we don't see it really coming back to where it once was. So, are you surprised by any of this?
No, I mean, when you get lazy, shit's happen. I mean, I'm just being honest. You know what I'm saying? When y'all say stuff like that, it makes me sad. You feel me? Makes me mad, and it makes me sad because I'm like, damn. But what you saying ain't wrong. It's right. You know what I'm saying? So it's the reality. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, how did it get this way? How did we let it get this way? We needed more Alicia Keys. You know what I'm saying? We needed more Beyonce's, D'Angelo's. You know what I'm saying? We needed more people with different sounds to help keep this thing going. It's almost like they just wanted to program you into one sound. You know what I'm saying? Now, it's you got manufactured R&B. You got manufactured everything. Because hip-hop ain't even, I mean, I'm just saying, man. Some of this shit is garbage. You know
so much.
I'm trying to be politically correct, you feel me? But, I mean, I don't even listen to a lot of this new music, man. And it's no disrespect to that artist because you know what I'm saying, if that's what you really got from, if that's what you really coming from the heart with, and I respect that, you know what I'm saying. I blame the record labels, you know what I'm saying, for not holding the music to a higher standard. And it's sad, man.
Yeah.
It's sad,
but,
man.
Now, quickly, guys, just because I know a lot of our readers have wanted to know, Joe just put out his album. Ed, you've had a chance to check out the album. I think you did a review on it too, right?
I did. I reviewed it. It'll be posted up tomorrow morning. In fact, I was before I got on this call, I proofread it one last good time. The album, if it is the final album, retirements in music don't really last very long. But when it comes to if this is the last album, I was hoping for a little bit more. And the troubling thing about this album that made it very tough to review is it's not bad because it's Joe. Dude's gonna sing. So give him the phone book, he's gonna sing. He's gonna come out with something that you will enjoy hearing. But in the project, it's very weird because like every song is like a totally different style. And I know this was intentional, but like he goes from like pop joint to hip hop joint to straight up country joint to Motown joint to like singing Otis Redding. And it makes it's great that he can showcase all these sounds, but contained in one album, it's really not cohesive. So it's like this all sounds good, but when you put it all together, it doesn't work well. It's like how my granddad eats Thanksgiving. He'll put all the food on the plate, right? Like the cornbread, collard greens, the cranberry sauce, whatever. He will get it and he will chop it up with his fork, mix it all up so it looks like mush, and then eats it like that. So we like, why are you eating it like that? And he's like, oh, it's going down the same way. And I'm like, yeah, but it ain't going down at the same time the same way. And I think the album a little bit like that, where it's like all these different samplings, and it would have been better if he just stuck with maybe the Motown sound and just like maybe sprinkled some other stuff in. So it's just like all this stuff, and it's a little hard to digest. So hardcore Joe fans don't love it, but I think that it needed a little bit more time in the oven to kind of like sit and get a little firmer before it became a project.
Man, I think he should have. Crazy. He singing that theme song on that Power.
Yeah.
He murdered that.
I still haven't seen. I have never seen. You talking about Power, the TV show? I have never seen.
Yeah.
it, and I heard it so hot.
Hey man, it's dope. Plus that theme music, he's killing it.
I didn't know he sang the song. I don't have Stars, so like I haven't seen it. And I tried to get the DVD, but they were selling it for like $45. And I'm like, Playa, you done lost your mind if I'm paying $45 for season 1 of Power. So
it's worth it, but they in season 3. Yeah, in season 3 now. I ain't gonna lie, bro. It's worth it. It's like
get it, but I ain't getting that DVD.
Man.
I mean, the thing I'll say about Joe is
I'm a Joe fan though. I'm a Joe fan since back to his Round and Round days on his first album. You know what I'm saying? Like I've always been a super fan of his music, of his vocal ability, the texture of his voice, man.
Yes.
The tone. I've always been a fan of that, man. So, I mean, as long as it ain't nothing bubblegum, I'm good. Because I know it's going to be solid. You know what I'm saying? And he ain't never really did no bubblegum stuff. So,
no, there's no bubblegum stuff.
Even the single that's out now, it's different. But his voice is amazing, man.
Yeah. And I heard a lot of complaining from some fans about that single because it was, you talking about the song with Gucci?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, a lot of people were complaining about that, and I thought it was one of the better songs on the album because it's different, and he's definitely doing the hip-hop thing, but it still sounds like a Joe song because he's still commanding the beat, he's still riding the beat, he's still doing what he does. So it sounds good. Now, there's another hip-hop joint on there that I don't like as well because they kind of go crazy with they got some, like, kind of fake Young Jeezy ad-libs on it, and it's kind of, it steers too much out of his lane. And there are quite a few songs that kind of do that, but I thought the one with Gucci was actually pretty solid.
So is the album out on iTunes?
It's out. It's on iTunes, Spotify.
I need to go cop that, man. That's
awesome.
My collection.
That's good. We need another sale for the album to keep Joe from retiring.
That's right.
Seriously. I went out and bought it at Best Buy. I was in the front row. They actually put an R&B song CD. And I couldn't believe they had an R&B album in front at Best Buy. That never happens anymore.
Yep, Joe was right there in that green suit. I saw it.
Saw from outside the doors. All right, so I always like to talk about the upcoming albums in R&B, and really, I don't even know what's coming out, but I did make an interesting observation. There have only been 2, maybe 3 if you count As Yet, but I still don't think anyone even knew that one came out.
Mm-hmm.
So there's only been 2 R&B albums from groups that came out all year. Can you believe that?
What's the first one?
And it's not that I mean, the group thing is not working right now. So the record companies is not really pushing it. You know what I'm saying?
I know. I mean, it's interesting how it's just like almost gone altogether.
And it's weird because groups were such a staple back in the day. Like if you look back, like you have artists. I go back and listen to some like albums like 702. Like they weren't a high profile R&B group at the time, but that album was pretty good. Like that.
Right.
Such quality stuff that if an album drops that was kind of like a B-list album back in 96, it'd be like an A-list joint today because the competition was so high. So it's crazy that we had so many groups that now it's just kind of like maybe a couple groups a year after 7 and we had SWV like way early in the year, but that's about it.
I made an observation, man, a couple weeks ago, right? Sometimes when I need to get inspiration, I go to the Hole in the Wall Club. It's where, you know what I'm saying, 'cause I want to feel that energy sometimes before I go right. And the reason why R&B took a hit too, they don't slow dancing at the club no more, man.
No,
they don't slow dancing going down. So it's no need for that to be in the club. The club sometimes drives the market. The club sometimes drives the market. You know what I'm saying? What they listening to the club is what they buying. So if you ain't getting played in that club, it's gonna be hard on you.
I mean, it sounds crazy. It might sound crazy to these youngins, but like there was a time they were playing slow joints in the club, like even in hip hop clubs.
It was.
But like now, it's just like turn up 24/7. So you can't, in some ways, you can't blame some of these artists for trying to turn up, because that's the way everybody's doing.
Ed, I hate to break this to you, but there is still slow music in the club. It's by people like your favorite artists, Drake and Bryson Tiller.
Playa. No. Y'all gonna stop big up in that Drake album.
I'm a Drake fan.
You're what?
All right, Kyle, take your phone.
Take the most straight up NyQuil Drake be dropping every time.
But just the last topic that we always like to talk about at the end of our podcast, we like to have a food discussion. We all love food just as much as we love R&B. So, Black, being that you're from
not me, Kyle.
not but Black, being that you're from Kentucky, I'm gonna just put it out there, guys. Black, Ed, Tom, is Kentucky Fried Chicken the best fried chicken?
No.
Oh, Black. Tell them about that. See, we gonna sue you. Tell them about that Indies chicken, dog. Tell them about Indies.
See, I'm not even an Indies dude. I'm a Kings dude.
Oh no, player, no.
Matter of fact, check this out. It's a new spot. My dude own it. It's called Wing Station. They got the bomb wings in the city.
Where is that at?
It's right off Cane Run Road.
All right, next time I'm through, I usually come back a couple times a year. I'll come back and we're gonna try that. But
hey,
no,
man, you come back. Let me get 3 blacks and you come back and you I'll take you.
Yeah, take me there. But then
they got these
because I gotta get them sweet potatoes.
Hey man, you they got these lemon pepper wings. Thank you, bro. Tell you, listen to me. Lemon pepper, they're addictive. The lemon pepper is addictive. The honey mustard is addictive. It might be a 30-minute wait on a call-in order. I mean, for you to even, jeez, yeah. You might call and be like, I'm going to call in. And they'll be like, it's going to be about 45 minutes. But it's like that.
You gonna have me like Rick Ross on them lemon peppers. We gonna see.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you guys want my opinion on this?
Oh, if we must, dog. If we must.
I'll tell you, Black.
I'm scared.
Yep. All right, Black. I'll tell you up front. I don't really know anything about food. I'm very plain when it comes to food. I like I like plain grilled chicken, just so you know. But seriously, I've actually never been to a KFC in my life, but I have been to a Popeyes once, and I also went to Bojangles once. Does that count for anything?
Yeah, it does. Popeyes most definitely. You can get away with the Popeyes. You can get away with the Bojangles. Listen, Kentucky Fried Chicken is cool. It's just I've eaten it so much in my lifetime, and it's not authentic fried chicken in the city. You know what I'm saying? It's good, but it's franchise. You know what I'm saying? So it's not. It's soul. That soul's kind of been taken from it.
But hey, man, I'm from New York City, and I still love Pizza Hut. What does that tell you?
You don't mess with Ray's?
That's overrated.
Is it?
That's overrated.
Well,
yeah.
You know, I'm pretty sure you know all the real spots. You know,
hey, come out here next time. I'm going to take you to Brooklyn. We're going to get some real pizza.
Okay.
Tom, what was that place you took us to? That joint was nice.
That was nothing special. That was just a little something.
Take me to the real, I guess. But it was cool to me.
It was in the neighborhood. What about you, Kyle? Didn't you have pizza at 2 a.m. once in New York?
Oh man, I had too much pizza in New York, and I got to stay away from pizza. Guys, I don't want to keep everyone waiting too long. You know, I know we all have things to do, but Black just wanted to give you an opportunity to plug whatever you're doing right now. I know Playa's on tour or they're doing shows. So, you know, what do you have going on?
Right now we just like I said, we got some shows we got about 10 shows to end the year, and then we're gonna get into this writing thing, man. Try to get some records, maybe just for other artists, and who knows, maybe for Playa, some Ginuwine stuff. But we definitely going to get to work, and you know, come hit my Instagram, Black Player 502. Shout me out, man. It's been a blessing kicking it with you guys. I had a ball, man. I enjoyed the camaraderie. You guys are funny dudes in your own special way, man.
Ed, what do you have going on Soul and Stereo? I know you're posting the Joe interview tomorrow.
Yep, we got the Joe review tomorrow. If you missed the review of Tribe Called Quest's new album, Get Your Life Right, because that's a great album that really caught me off guard. Just to be honest, my expectations were low. I know everybody was hyped, but I was kind of like, we'll see what it is. But it was the album the nation needed to hear after a very long week. So I needed that to heal my soul. So we got that up. If you also missed earlier this week, we had 7 great R&B albums that deserve more love. Y'all shouted me out on, You Know I Got Soul with that. So check that out if you missed it. And we'll have some more heat later on this week. I think Bruno Mars drops this week. I'll probably review him at some point. So check it out. I have some hotness up there.
And for You Know I Got Soul, I mean, pretty much just going to keep rolling out these features. Don't really have any interviews lined up right now. Probably have some other features in store, though. Just going to keep supporting good music and good R&B. And hopefully we'll see that new Playa record posted on the site pretty soon, right, Black?
Man, y'all gonna get the exclusive. Whenever it gets done, y'all be the first to hear it. Y'all can be the first to spin it, man.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
One more thing before we're out of here, Tom. I think you've been asking about Joe's first week album sales.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at the predictions right now. It only has up to album sales that were over 9,000. So Joe sold less than 9,000 copies.
Damn. Well, they didn't count Black's purchase yet, though. He's about to click that on iTunes. That's another one.
Right. Damn. I'm
like, go on and click that button 5,000 times.
Man, I was thinking the same thing, man. I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, dang, man, it's hard right there, man. That's hard.
Yeah, it's tough R&B. But until next time, Black, it's been an honor to have you on the show. We'd definitely love to get you back, probably get Smokey on here as well, and we'll do this thing again.
That's right. Well, just let me, anytime y'all need me, man, for anything, man, as much as love y'all have showed me over the years, man, I'm always reciprocate it. All y'all got to do is call me, and whatever I can do to help and add to, I got you.
Appreciate that, man.
Dope. So, until then, we've got Black here, we've got Ed, got Tom, this is Kyle, and we're out. We've got Ed, got Tom, this is Kyle, and we're out. We've got Ed, got Tom, this is Kyle, and we're out. We've got Ed, got Tom, this is Kyle, and we're out. We've got Ed, got Tom, this is Kyle, and we're out. We've got Ed, got Tom, this is Kyle, and we're out. We've got Ed.